Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel, Emma's Hens. I'm Emma and this is Amber, and we are going to share with you our craziness for chickens. At the moment we have 21 hens and 3 chicks, but that is about to change. Let's go down and meet the hens and find out some more.
2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, 8,
Don't drop them.
9,
10,
11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17.
17.
That's heavy!
Any more?
Oh, there's another small. Might need the other basket.
What's that? What number's that?
Oh,
17.
18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Let's go and check in the other one. Oh, there's 2.
How many's that?
20, 24, 26,
5.
24, 20, 26.
26, well done. Hi, so what we're going to do now, Ember's collected the eggs, is I'm going to do a slightly different video, and I'm going to show you, I thought while we were down there, obviously you've noticed that she picked up a lot more eggs than we have chickens. So what happens, we were really busy yesterday, and we picked up some eggs in the morning, and then we never got round to picking them up in the afternoon. So those eggs are from yesterday afternoon and then all day today, which is why there was more than normal. So that made me think maybe I should do a video on how I keep the eggs here and how you can check for freshness and that on the eggs. So you'll notice, obviously, when you buy them in the supermarket, they're not in the fridge, but when you open the box, it says keep refrigerated. Now that is basically down to the fact that in the shops, they're kept on the shelves for about 3 weeks. So they've got a 3-week date on them. So they'll be in the shops they would have been processed, and having worked in an egg processing place, I know that sometimes the eggs are there for a day or 2, sat waiting to be processed. Then they go through the processing and boxing, and then they go to the supermarket. Then they're in the supermarket for their sell-by date, and then a week later is normally their best before date. So that's why they say to keep them in the fridge when you get them home, so that they last a little bit longer, because obviously once they go in the fridge, it stops all the bacteria and anything bad growing because it goes cold. The only problem with that is when you want to bake with them, you then need to bring them back up to room temperature, and if you've ever done that, you'll notice that they kind of sweat, they get condensation on the outside, the eggs, and that is actually, that's not good for the egg. That's actually quite bad. That's causing bacteria to go into the egg. So that's why I always suggest keep them out in room temperature, out of direct sunlight, somewhere cool if possible. I keep mine on a little helter-skelter stack like this. So you always take the one from the bottom and then they roll forwards. So you always know that this is where you start. So you put your fresh eggs in the top here and you eat them from the bottom here. So that's how I keep mine. So I'll show you how to check for the eggs, the freshness of the eggs. So the first thing you'll need is a clear bowl of water so that you can see what's happening with the eggs. Now I'll start with one of the eggs Amber's just been and gone and got. So this is one of Silky's eggs, and you'll notice that when I put it in, it'll sink straight to the bottom and it will lie completely flat on the bottom. Can you see? completely lying flat on the bottom there. So that's a fresh egg. That is a fresh egg. So that was being laid yesterday or today, and that will stay like that for a good week. A good week you'll get out of an egg lying like that, maybe more. So each individual egg is actually different anyway because of the structures in the inside. So some eggs will lose their freshness quicker than others. So that one there is a fresh egg. So we need to keep that one. Okay. So this is a slightly older egg. Okay, so you'll notice it'll still sink. But what it'll do, can you see that it'll sit at an angle? So it's got the pointy end down and it's sitting at that sort of angle. Now that means it's about between a week and 2, possibly 3 weeks old, that egg. Okay, so we know that needs eating. So this egg, which was fresh, you could definitely eat as a soft boiled egg. You could eat that as like a fried egg, like dippy eggs, with soldiers. You could use that in your mayonnaise and stuff like that because that's fresh. This one, I would also feel safe to eat this in a soft boiled egg or anything. But what I might do is, rather than having it completely runny, I might just cook it just a little bit more. So obviously the older the egg gets, the longer it's going to need to be cooked. So that egg is brilliant for everything. Now an egg that sits at this angle is perfect for doing hard boiled eggs, because you'll find that if you try and do a hard boiled egg with a fresh egg, you won't be able to get the shell off and it will just stick. If you use one of these for a hard boiled egg, the shell will come off brilliantly. So when I make pickled eggs, which I'm going to be making in a minute, I always use the eggs that are slightly older and have started to rise at the end. Just means the air sac at the end has got bigger. That's all it is. So I will use this sort of egg for my pickled eggs. So we know that that's about 2 weeks old, roughly. Okay, so then we'll go on to one which is older. So we'll pop this little guy in and you'll see immediately he wants to stand up on his end. So he's standing pointed end up. Can you see that? There you go. So he's standing straight up. This egg is still safe to eat. But this I would definitely do as a hard-boiled egg, and I would use this in baking. So these sort of eggs are perfect for making cakes, anything that is going to be baked all the way through. You can use this in quiche and stuff like that, because you're going to be baking it hard, and hard-boiled eggs. These would be perfect for. So these are completely safe to eat when they do this. It just means that they'll be less white because the air sac is at this end, the rounded end, and it just means the air sac is further down the egg. When they're fresh, it's further up and then it's further down. And that's just got more air in it. That's all it is. Okay, so on to the fourth egg. Okay, now this is a really small egg. So, and you can see, doesn't go anywhere. This egg I will not be eating. This is called a floater. So as you see, he'll go straight back up. That is a stale egg, okay? So I know I've had some of these small eggs because I was collecting them to make pickled eggs with. And then I couldn't get hold of any vinegar to make the pickled eggs with. I don't know why. I didn't think people would be buying vinegar for some reason, but obviously, I don't know, they did. So I couldn't get any vinegar. So I've been collecting all these little eggs because I thought they'd be perfect for pickled eggs for taking to picnics and stuff. And it never happened. So I've got quite a few here, which I'm going to float test in a minute before I start making any eggs. So any that float, I'm just going to be binning. So this egg is going to be binned. So we'll put him over here. So that's my little freshness test. So that's how I do it. So it's just a clear bowl of cold water, dip the eggs in. It's foolproof, really. Obviously, the only other thing I would do is when I crack the egg, like the one that was pointing up, I wouldn't crack that straight into something. I would maybe crack it and just give it a smell. Normally you can smell it if an egg's off. It's disgusting. But if there's no smell, the egg is fine. And it's very rare, unless you're going to crack this guy open, that you'll get a smell. Those eggs there won't smell. This one, I'm not trying it. I'm going to put him over here. But that's that. I'm going to go and float all these eggs and find out if I've got any that I can make into pickled eggs. Now I've got some vinegar, and I'm going to do that this afternoon. So have a good day, and I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.